early in the morning, just trying to make sure have some problems with my battery, so I wanted to. I didn't want to have to jump my car again, so I just decided to just kind of start my day a little bit earlier. Probably this around the time actually that people started getting up for boot camp. A little bit before boot camp. When I was in the Navy, we used to have to get up at like 4 in the morning every day for boot camp. So this is not that abnormal. I mean, I used to have to get up. To be honest, that's what this conversation is about. The basis of this conversation is people act like money is not a big deal. Okay, and I just want to run some things by some people that have this concept. A lot of people have this concept. This concept leads people to talk about everything that's like ridiculous. Like a lot of times, what people don't understand about YouTube, about anything, people can see through your bullshit. They can see through your disillusion. Like a lot of times, really, if whatever you having problems with, you really should talk about whatever that is. Um, you know, some people talk about relationships, but really, to be honest, relationships are not necessarily the problem. Even if relationships is not a problem with you, relationships might not be something that you probably have a problem with, but it's other things that you have a problem with, right? And what a lot of times what people do is they pretend as if everybody cannot see their problem. They pretend as though uh, nobody can see it. It's like everybody can see your problem. It's like you trying to pretend that the world does not have eyeballs. But the thing is that a lot of that mentality of like people having the mindset that money is not a big deal. Because it's like, okay, my concept, 3M concept, mindset, money management, momentum. Your mindset is the first step in that. The reason why it's the first step is because if you have a messed up mindset, it throws everything off. Financially, money management, everything, it throws it off. So a lot of what I encounter from even myself, I trouble with this. I am not perfect, right? But a lot of times what I have as far as what I see on a day to day basis, what I see online and offline is people acting like money is not a big deal. They have this um, devil may care attitude about money, like as if, oh, money's no big deal. That's the concept that people have, and I mean, I kind of somewhat get it. Like as far as I have some understanding of why people have this mindset. Hopefully, my connection is good. I'm in one place. The bars is not excellent, but normally I'll get lagged if the connection is bad. So the thing is this: people have this concept that money is no big deal. That is why money is a big deal for them. Meaning that's why their life is so jacked up. That's why they not rich. They not rich. They not wealthy. The first step to getting wealthy is getting rich, right? That's why I always mention both words, rich and wealthy. Rich is something you can get. Man, I'm gonna tell you something, right? I don't know if I told anybody this, right? I ran into I ran into a friend that I grew up with. My friend is rich, or has been rich. You know why he's rich? Because he has a skill that we both kind of had, but he was good at it, you know, and that's shooting craps. He kept doing what we was doing in high school. He kept doing it. He goes up, he goes down, but his best day he made like $500,000 in one day, $100,000 in one day. Okay, he got a nice house, he got a job, you know. He's got a hustle though. He hustles a lot, almost dangerously. Like the drive for him to get money is just kind of somewhat kind of has me a cause of concern. You know, like it's kind of like, you know, it goes into another area, but I'll just say my friend technically is rich. This is like when I say you could get rich in one day, it is possible. Okay. Obviously, I'm not advocating gambling, but yeah, that is one way you can get rich in America. Everybody knows that. Outside of America, inside of America, you can get rich one day. That is how easy it is to get rich. Just betting the right numbers or going to the casino and running it up. Yeah, that was, if you won $500,000 and hopefully you got up out of there. Yeah, that's you can actually get rich. Yeah, that's enough to would consider you probably if you ask some people, they might, some people's rich is different than others. Some people say you need about $10 million to be rich, $25 million to be rich. But I would say $500,000 um, is probably bare minimum. I would say to be like, okay, yeah, you're rich. That's enough to buy you um, a nice deluxe house, a nice deluxe car. I mean, you could buy a Lambo in a nice house in the Midwest with $500,000. In that regard, you would technically, yeah, people couldn't say. I mean, it'd be hard for them to say maybe he's not rich. I mean, I don't know. People's perspective is different, but my whole point is, yeah, I myself, you know, um, I understand uh, the possibility. That's why people want to come over to America. Okay, that's one of the reasons why people want to come to America. They want to come to America to get rich. They don't want to come here to be poor. They were poor most likely back home where they came from. They want to come to America to be rich, right? So money is a big deal. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you this, right? I'm talking about immigrants, right? Immigrants really do pay a big deal about pay a big like a lot of immigrants, they make money a big deal. You go into a Korean store, you know, they want every penny you got. Like they don't even. I remember going. It's been a while. I mean, these are the older Koreans. The younger ones don't really act like that. But I remember like in the '90s, like you go in a Korean store or somewhere, and they want every penny. Okay, part of it might be something to do with racism or whatever, but they have a mindset where they want every penny. Okay, a lot of Arabs, Indians, they want every penny. Okay, they don't want no shorts. In Chicago, we got a term, no shorts, no losses. Right? They don't want no shorts, no losses. And the thing is that they make money a big deal. It's like, in the if you watch Star Trek, you know about the Ferengis. The Ferengis were like that. They were everything. Everything was about profit. It was about no discounts. They wanted profit. They wanted money. It was part of their culture. I mean, obviously, um, some people probably understand probably who they were making fun of to a certain degree because um, Jews do act like that too. They are very money eccentric. Some say they take that shit into overdrive. It's very much a part of their culture, like money, mercantilism, uh, usury. You know, they make a lot of money off of the word jewelry. It's got the word Jew in it. Okay, jewelry, right? A lot of jewelers are Jewish, right? A lot of lawyers, accountants, bankers, you know, finance professionals, right? They are overly represented in those areas, right? Because and they definitely think money is a big deal. Go ask one of them, a small hat, right? They call them, right? Go ask them about some money, right? And it's like some people even say they, I definitely will say that they go to the depths about money. Like the stuff they're willing to do or have got caught doing or whatever is pretty treacherous. It goes really, really in depth how much they are about money, right? I'm not saying every culture, every race has done some things, done treacherous things for money, right? Because some people, you got to understand, there is a category that is extreme to the left and is always extreme to the right. Extreme to the left, let's just say people that just don't think money is a big deal. Extreme to the right is people make money like a huge deal. It's like their God. It's like they have some type of covenant with money, like Lord of the Rings, Gollum. Basically Gollum is the character in Lord of the Rings that ring was precious to him, right? His precious, right? That's how some people act about money, right? And I'm not saying that you should be to the right to be extreme about it, but at least have some type of medium, you know, because if you don't think money is a big deal, then money will be a big deal for you. I promise you that. Because you got a lot of people, you show me a person that don't think money is a big deal, they not they might not necessarily have a problem with money because a lot of people, they're able to navigate this world. They're able to kind of somewhat get themselves together. But I'll tell you this, you'll be surprised how many financial problems they actually do have that they don't tell you about. Because one of the things about me is part of this channel is and just me being a person that is just I don't like being fake. I'm just a person. I despise being fake. So I have to come on here and I have to kind of somewhat be a little bit more realistic and forthright because I look at this like kind of to a certain extent you are my friend and I'm trying to tell you something to to be honest to let you know what's going on, good or bad. So you can kind of maybe be like, you know what, yeah, the broke genius, man, this guy in the Midwest, he said it's rough, man, and it's this is going on and this is going on. I might want to be cautious where I'm at, um, and it's like, yeah, that's the reason why I'm more honest and forthright than the average person. And here's another thing, the reason why I'm honest and forthright, or more, I guess maybe more real and raw as far as my willingness to be more personable lot of times when you get rich and wealthy, that's when you really are more quiet. You know, when you're rich and wealthy, that's when you probably want to be more quiet. I don't think it's anything to lose if you're not rich and wealthy. That's my concept. That's my mindset. I said that before. Like people act like they're rich and wealthy already. No, if you're not rich, in my mind, if you are like really, like if you're financially struggling or it's just kind of average or whatever, your ass should probably, in my opinion, be loud as fuck because you have nothing to lose, literally. Like you're not rich and wealthy, you have nothing to fucking really hide. People act as if and this is personal and whatever. Like like they act, they behave like the rich and wealthy. Like a lot of people follow the rich and wealthy. Believe it or not, you got to understand people. People from time immemorial follow the elites, right? Like for going back to the days of feudalism in Europe, following basically, the lords, the knights, the rulers, right? That's what people done. They followed that type of system, right? And that's what people do, right? They follow what the elites do, and elites act like that. The elites are very quiet, very reserved, very hush hush, tight lipped, private, and that's what people do, even like on a very low financial level. And it's like, in my opinion, that's not the way to go, unless you're trying to move up a higher level. In my opinion, I don't think that's the way to go. Just me personally, but it's more of a behavior based off of how, let's just say, how introverted you are or extroverted. Because some people are more extroverted, where they are more comfortable talking to strangers. My mother was like that. My mother would go up to people in a store and she would talk to a stranger. I'd be like, why is you talking to this man? Why is you talking to this woman in line at this grocery store? But to her, that's how she was. Like she was very friendly, and she would talk to people, that were strangers, right? I would do that sometimes, but most of the time, no. That's just not how I deal with things. Um, some people are, just more private and reserved and stuff like that. Um, and the thing is that that's why people don't really want to, and then also people are very embarrassed by their reality. People are very embarrassed by their lacking. Whatever people are lacking in life, people are embarrassed by that. You know, which is tripped out. Some people are more comfortable sharing their health problems, which is very private. Trust me, I've worked for pharmaceutical companies. I've worked for healthcare companies, right? And you have to find you before you work these jobs. You have to fill out paperwork, HIPAA laws, and OSHA laws, and privacy laws, and all this stuff, because chances are you might come across someone's health information, right? And the thing is that people are more comfortable sharing health information, which is mind-boggling to me, than they are their financial problems. that's how fucked up people are, man. Like, it's tripped out, boy. It's like, man, you willing to talk about, man, you this, that, you you have this morbidity and that morbidity, or whatever. Um, you got this problem and this problem and that problem, health wise, but they don't want to go in about how poor they are, how financially struggling they are, right? And here's the thing, right? Your financial problems do lead into health problems a lot of times because in a sense where if you're in an island, and that's why people go to different countries and stuff to live that are a lower cost of living, and if you have the ability to do so, that's fine. Um, the thing is, like, if you live in like a Caribbean island or something, it has a low. It is so a lot of those islands have a lower cost of living. You don't really need that much to survive there, right? You can go swim, go catch a lobster, go climb a coconut tree and have fresh coconut juice and lobster. You know what I'm saying? Pick a tree or something. Go get some fruit from the or some vegetables from the market, or maybe out of your garden. You got a garden behind your place you're renting out by the beach or whatever. That island living, right? It's a lower cost of living and it's a high, um, it's a very fruitful living, right? Uh, but if you live in a place where, like for example, America or Canada, where capitalism is extremely competitive, right? Then it is stressful financially, right? To try to make it. Very, very stressful, very competitive, cutthroat, right? Dog eat dog, right? And that wears your body down. That wears your health down. Trying to go to jobs, trying to make it, and then you not really doing things the right way. Like you gotta like if you do things the right way, it's still going. And then you gotta deal with the climate. Like depending on where you live, you gotta deal with the weather. You gotta deal with the people around you, crime, and you got to deal with people trying to prey off of you and all of that type of stuff. It's a lot of stuff to deal with, right? So the thing is that that's what people do. They have the mindset where this leads into why people are not comfortable talking about money. They're not comfortable talking about money. They're not comfortable expressing themselves financially because they have this thing where they do not want people to know uh, as far as their financial problems because they think that people are going to have some one-uppings on them. They're gonna make fun of them. They're gonna spread gossip and say, he's broke. And it's like, who cares? Everybody already knows you're broke. Because here's the thing: if you're not rich, then what does that mean? I'll just I'm not gonna say that means you're broke, but damn, I mean, really, there's only like one of the things I have to say. A crackhead told me that near where my grandmother used to live, and it's like a lot of crackheads, a lot of drug addicts. They do, not all of them, but some of them are very smart. Like before they were, addicted to drugs. They went to college. They might have pledged for a frat, or they had a productive job, and it just got hooked on drugs. Like this one guy, he used to live in my grandparents' neighborhood, um, and his name was Clarence. And Clarence was he said he was an alpha, and he went to college for a while. Then he was a mailman, and one reason or another he got hooked on crack, and he used to walk around the neighborhood. He grew up with one of my uncles, and uh, he said basically one day, he said it's not gonna be no middle class no more. It's just gonna be rich and it's gonna be poor. And it's like it's like yeah, stuff like that, man. You know that that got more and more true as time went on. Like that was like he said that like probably like 20 years ago. Okay, like that is more true than ever before. Like it's true. It's getting truer by the day. Because see what's going on. Why like this? Let's just say let's just say the non-rich and wealthy. While the rich and wealthy are consolidating and they are having meetings and they're doing deals, making business moves, the non-rich and wealthy, they're complaining, they're watching TV, they're being social, talking about stupid shit. Even to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, like it should be way more people inside myself talking about financial problems, talking about money problems. But you know why they don't want to do that? Look at how many people are watching this right now. It's absolutely, I mean, it's late, but it's people online. Nobody's watching this, right? Nobody really. I, I'll be honestly, I don't really get that many views on financial stuff, right? It's hit or miss, but mostly miss. And you know why? Because people do not want to talk about business. They don't want to listen to anything business or financial related. It's very, very boring and dry to them. Now, the thing is that people that are like, kind of more well to do or bigger time content creators on YouTube or whatever, they don't want to talk about it either because they want to get views and make money off of YouTube, right? They're more concerned about that than anything else. So they want to talk about identity politics, racial politics in America, all this other goofy shit, right? That don't really hit. Like I say, relationships is more of a problem than anything, really, to be honest. Like I ain't got nothing against nobody talking about relationship problems because relationships are a fucking problem in America. Okay, a lot of times that's a conundrum for black men, other men alike. You get money in this country, but then okay, it's a dynamic of it's not that many women that really quality women like that. Like you got to deal with a bunch of bops or not deal with them. You gotta a lot. Some guys are just basically going like traveling overseas because it's just like the women in this country, a lot of them are bops, right? And it's like, women think that, they could be men. So, they just, sleep with a whole bunch of men and thinking that's fine. Like they could just be men and, knowing it's a double standard. But it's like, yeah, you know, that's just kind of not how that works. It's pros and cons, right? And it's like okay when you doing that and then you a lot of times what women do is they hide who they has been sleeping with because they know they get scrutinized and stigmatized for basically being a bop. So they keep it hidden and basically they're monogamous pretenders, right? They pretend like they want a regular relationship, knowing that they have a very high propensity to cheat on their partners. You know, they get in relationships with men, and then they get bored easily. They monkey branch to other men very very easily. They don't commit to any man. And it's like, yeah, like dudes be like, man, okay, they got a good thing going on in life. It's hard for them to, basically navigate that world, in America where You got all of these bops, right? So they trying to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? To kind of maybe look for women that are less bops, right? Or at least better bops. I don't know. Like it's crazy. So I get it. Like yeah, you could even get money and then you still got a problem. You got you know the late Irv Gotti. That's what he complained about. He's like, man, I'm rich, right? I'm famous. I'm rich, but he couldn't find. He died a single man. He died. Irv Gotti with all of that rich wealth and fame, he died without a partner, like without basically a wife, someone to share his life with, really. Like he died single. He went out. Irv Gotti went out basically a single man. All of that wealth, I'm sure he got kids and stuff like that, family, whatever his estate, is or whatever, you know. But it's like, yeah, he was wealthy, and he didn't have. He complained about how he had problems with women accepting him for who he is. Now here's the thing: you could say, I'll tell you this, Herb had a reputation. Okay, everybody that all you got to do is watch a few videos, take a few deep dives. You know about Herb's reputation. You will find out about Herb's reputation. Being, I think he's from New York. Um, he had to do some treacherous things or whatever because that was what he was on. A lot of stuff do come back and bite you. Your mentality, the way you are, the way you treat people. I mean, you could even say he fumbled Ashanti, right? You could say he did that, and that came back to bite him, right? So his health faded over time, and he died before he reached the age of 60. But the thing is this: even if you do get money, it's guys in on YouTube. They are wealthy men or rich men. They don't have no woman. They have problems with women. As far as is it a lot of them or not? I don't think it's a lot of them because it's not a lot of men. See, that's the thing with women. They don't understand. That was one of the really like cherries on the top of Kevin Samuel's whole platform. These women did not know how rare uh, these men are, primarily black men that are high earners. And a high earner would be like someone that makes over $100,000 a year. It ain't it ain't like that, when it comes to black men. Black men in America are shit, man. I was listening to somebody. I think it's like yeah, Tie City or Underground. I think it's Underground. Like they were talking about, man, is we going is we gonna have to go back to the plantation? Are they gonna are they gonna bring out the whips again? It's like, because we a lot of black men through time and memorial have been under attack in this country. Um, we are under constant surveillance, constant attack. Like that's one of the reasons why it is so difficult. I would have to say, and a lot of people would agree with this. If you did a survey, if I took my phone, um, and I went downtown Chicago, right now it's about what, four something. There's some people out walking around. They, probably not that many, but let's say I was there like about 8, 9 o'clock, in the morning. People be rushing to go to work. But if I ask people who are the hardest to earn money in this country, people will be honest. Some people probably don't want to talk. Some people will probably be, gaslight, whatever. But you'll catch some people that will be honest. They'll say, yeah, black men have it the worst as far as trying to make money in this country. Obviously, black men have it the worst, right? Um, They don't say that because they know, okay, it is like basically very difficult for black men. We are under constant surveillance, constant attack. The judicial system throws us under the bus in the courts every single day. The prisons are flooded with us because we're overrepresented in prison. It's a correlation between basically, I think it's the 13th Amendment where they abolish slavery, and then basically, if you research the 13th Amendment, I believe that's the 13th Amendment where they abolished slavery. Let me shows in that difficulty shows in the ability to earn a living, to make money in this country, to get jobs in this country, to get business opportunities, to get loans, to get grants, and all of that type of stuff is very, very difficult, right? Because you're gonna get hated on. I have to deal with haters every day. Every day I gotta, I deal with haters, right? That's one of the parts of black men that, very, very stressful. We got to deal with a lot of haters, including those that look like us. So we get it on every front. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the thing is that that correlation results into about less than 5% of black men making over $100,000 a year. And that is what a lot of black women don't fucking understand because they live in fantasy land. They reside and delve in fantasy, right? They think the TV, that magical box, is reality. So when they see Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop, they watching social media, they on Instagram, they think that is an actual portrayal of reality. And it's like, yeah, when you get down into the muck, in the weeds, and you look at the stats, you realize less than, it's not even 10%, less than 5% of African American men make $100,000 a year or more. Now, you go into the economy or the underground economy, the black market, people doing all kind of stuff, because it's primarily due to the rate of unemployment, and poverty and all kinds of other things. It is a lot of black men feel like they don't really have any other choice other than doing illegal activities to make money because a lot of black men are not selected for jobs. It's a lot of things related to felonies that's the scarlet letter to they made basically even if you get caught you get basically that scarlet letter of that felony record that just basically puts you in a position where you most likely will not be qualified for that said job. It's like a game, right? And once you understand the game, you know how to play it. But the game still be hard, even if you know how to play it. Like you, you can play chess or know how to play chess, but it's still going to be most likely difficult depending on who you play, because basically, that's how things are sometimes. Now, a lot of people are successful. I'm not gonna say a lot. I don't know the percentage. I've never really looked at the percentage of people that have been incarcerated or have been charged with a felony, or I'll just say a felony, that have succeeded past that. It is quite a few outliers. It is some people that actually do better than people that don't have no record. Because a lot of times, what happens with people and this is kind of goes back into the original conversation. What a lot of times what happens with people that don't have a record and they have a clean record, it goes back to them not thinking money is a big deal. And really, to be honest, a lot of things are not a big deal because they have that mindset where everything is not a big deal and they won't take on opportunities. It's like the word poor is passing on opportunities repeatedly, right? So that's why they don't have the money to pay for this and this and this, and they have a problem because they've been passing on opportunities repeatedly. That's one of the ways that that's an acronym that, gosh, man, that's gonna be around for a long time because that is one of the ways that you can end up, basically, yeah, having some problems because, like I say, the rich and wealthy, they're scheduling meetings, they're making business decisions, they're opening businesses, they're maintaining businesses, they're investing, they're doing all kinds of things to try to make money, including illegal things. The you know the black market or underground economy is represented by the lower socioeconomic end and the higher socioeconomic end. Some of the most wealthy and rich people delve into underground black market. Okay, that is a fact. You already know that. You've seen the movies. You've seen the news reports. Just recently, Abercrombie, the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, is facing prosecution charges for sex trafficking. Okay, he is homosexual. He has a husband. He's a man, right? So he's gotten involved in sex trafficking allegedly, and he is basically, last I heard, pleading some type of disability to probably get a lesser jail sentence or prison sentence or something like that. So, anyways, yeah, the rich and wealthy do also engage into illegal activity. I would even say also the rich and wealthy do a lot of financial crimes, a lot of underground black market activity. The poor and let's just say non-rich and wealthy individuals are the face of criminality. But you gotta understand, the rich and wealthy also engage in a lot of illegal activities, and they have a lot of money to really make a lot of profit, or let's just say black money in the black market because they have a lot of money already. Okay, some engage in both the black market and also the regular market. So don't get it twisted, right? Some people have an because brainwashing propaganda. The media pushes the face of criminality to non-rich and wealthy people, but you got to understand that white collar crime, American greed. It wouldn't be no American greed if it wasn't a lot of these individuals like Sam Blank Friedman, Elizabeth Holmes from the Theranos. You know she was basically swindling all of her investors, saying that she has basically this blood machine, that blood testing machine, that you just basically prick someone's blood and it could tell you an instant analysis that is fast and precise, and it turns out to be basically basically fraud. She lost billions of dollars from investors investing in her. It was a big, big, big thing. It made It was a and I haven't even seen it yet, but it was basically there's a series. I don't know what channel. I don't know if it's Hulu or what. They have a series where it's about her and her dealings with that company, that defunct now defunct company, Theranos, where she swindled over $50 billion from investors. Sam Blankford Friedman, I mean, he stole over $100 billion from his, basically FX, crypto scandal, basically. Uh, it just, yeah, they steal way more money than the average bank robber, burglar. It's just people stealing from other poor people usually, and it gets overshadowed by somebody stealing $100 billion from a whole bunch of people, $50 billion. You think about it, right? What's more worse? Some dude, you know, stealing $100, $1,000 from a liquor store, or somebody stealing $100 billion from a whole bunch of people's grandpas, grandmas, moms, dads, uncles, aunts, cousins, sisters, brothers, and it's like let's just say it's like probably 10,000 of them, or 10,000 people involved. Who knows? It might be 100,000 people involved. And it's like yeah, like that's man, they steal a lot. If you got two people in the room, two, both of them are criminals, and there's thieves, right? One guy's an elite, well talking, well communicative, highly educated thief, and the other one is like just a run of the mill, poor, kind of like blue collar thief. You want to watch the motherfucker that went to Ivy League school and all that other shit. The other motherfucker that's goddamn it, just a regular average thief, you don't even concern yourself with that motherfucker. You want to watch this motherfucker over here that goddamn it, got some goddamn cardigans on and talking some hot shit and trying to get you to sign up for some you know investment club or some shit or investment strategy group. You want to watch this motherfucker? This motherfucker over here, he thinking $1,000 will come up. This guy trying to take your house. So it's like yeah, it gets like that. But yeah, yeah, it's a thing. And I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. For the people that have the mindset that money is no big deal. Okay, if it's not a big deal, why does the ghetto look like the ghetto? Right? Why people live in trailer parks? Money is no big deal. I see these people. I'm in Indiana. It's a lot of trailer parks. It, shoot, Gary, has a lot of. It's got mixed areas, like mixed areas where you go one area, like the west side of Gary. It has high rise buildings, and it's like it's real ghetto. You smell grease. You smell chicken grease, fish grease, and dank weed. You know, and then you got another size like more well to do. Why is that like that? Why is people going to the military? Why do they gotta go to the military? Most people go to the military, believe it or not, because they don't have no goddamn money. They need a job. Okay? Why do people go to the military? Why why is women out trying to sell pussy on the fucking uh, blade. Why are they just getting off of work from the strip club? Why are people living in cars? You know, when I was driving down here to go to the, I'm in a parking lot somewhere in Indiana. You don't know. Only o- the only people that would know where I'm at would be the government. um, when I was driving down here, it was a dude walking. I'm getting up in the morning. I'm driving one of my three cars. Well, one of my cars is inoperable. I need a transmission. I just picked up a battery for it. I got an old Cadillac. I need some tires too, or at least whatever. I I don't necessarily get brand new tires for no used car unless it's just unless it's different levels to it. But all of that aside, I only have two cars that really work. Really, to be honest, with you. I'll be perfectly honest with you. My other car needs brakes, so I'm down back to one car that's pretty operable. But shit, to be honest with you, I just said like this van, I need a battery for it. Like I got to get a battery for my van. So I had just and I needed a battery for my Cadillac. So I just got that the other day. I need a battery for my van. These cars, man, cars are expensive, man. And if you doing like deliveries, like whatever that is, DoorDash, Uber, you ain't doing nothing but wearing your car down. That's why people don't want to do this crap too. I'll be honest with you. It's a reason why people don't want to do Uber and all that stuff because it does wear your car down. And if you don't have like the best way to do it is to have a jalopy like or a hoopty. If you got a hoopty, that's the best way to do any of that. You know, you really can't do that with Uber. Uber wants you to have a newer car and all that, and the DoorDash doesn't care. But and a lot of other delivery apps don't care. But the best way to do that is to have a hoopty, a car that you really don't care that much about. All my cars are not hoopties. Like I don't have no like no like I've had hoopties before. None of my cars are hoopties. You don't really want no you don't want your daily driver to be a hoopty. A car that you don't know if it's gonna break down on you and you're gonna be stuck on the side of the road. That's not what you want for your daily driver. But it again, if money was a problem or not a problem, why are people driving hoopties as their daily driver? I was driving down the street. Why is that dude walking on the side of the road, walking down the street as I was driving past? It was like three something in the morning. He on the fucking major street in Indiana, in Northwest Indiana, walking down the street. He his left and right foot was his car. And I've been there before. I've been there where I had no car. That's why I say don't get rid of none of your cars. If you got a car and then the damn transmission went out, the engine went out. I learned this in Indiana. Indiana, they don't really have that much money, so they have to conserve damn near everything. Like because if you get rid of a car, you gotta understand. If you get rid of a car, trying to get another car is a lot harder than if you got a car that the engine is out. You just go get another engine. It's easier to. It depends on the car. It's easier to get another engine, get it put on, then go get another car that you don't. One, you don't know if that car is good or not. You gotta. It takes time to find out everything what's going on with a car. So you know what's wrong with your car. You just pretty much need a solid engine. So it's a gamble getting another car. And then when you get another car, you got to pay for taxes, you got to pay for new plates and all of that type of stuff. Man, that stuff is expensive depending on where you are. So it's best a lot of times to just keep the cars you got, even if they're inoperable, because you can probably you can get another engine later, right? You don't want to. And then here's another thing. So I go, I go to junkyard. I've been going to junkyards, man, for over 20 years. I'll be a millionaire tomorrow, and I'm still going to the junkyard. Certain cars, you gotta go to the junkyard because you your parts that you need for like older cars. Like for example, I got a '93 uh, Cadillac Eldorado. It needs a transmission. I can't go to no. It ain't no new transmissions for '93 Eldorado. It's a 1993 car. So you gotta go to a junkyard to get the part for it. So it's like, yeah, the thing is like when you sell your car to a junkyard for $400 because it's a junk car, you just got to keep in mind what you're doing. That junkyard, and this is where you should probably get in, to try to figure out how to get into that business too. That car that you selling for $300, them tires that's on that car and the wheels and the tires alone is probably depending on the vehicle, right? It's probably $200, $300, $400. That alone, the tires and the wheels. You got rotors on that vehicle. Or not even not let's not talk about rotors. You got you got axles, you got camshafts, you got I forgot what they call. I had just got one of those parts on my Nissan Altima. It's called catalytic converter. You got catalytic converters on there, and they got platinum in there. It's people they go around and they steal catalytic converters because they have a lot of platinum. They got gold in them and all kinds of stuff to make those work. So the thing is that basically that car that you selling for $300, $400 for the junkyard, they gonna make probably three, four, five, maybe even high as 10 grand by selling those parts off that vehicle. Even to be honest, your engine don't work. Guess what? It's guys that are engine repair. They engine repair specialists. They know how to recondition engines. They buy engines from junkyards and then recondition them and then resell them. People refurbish engines. Like I'm a computer doctor. I can take a broke computer and fix it. Whatever's wrong with the CPU's bad, I'll just swap it. Now some the newer laptops and desktops, they have, depending on what they are, they have the CPU chip soldered into the motherboard. So you can't just replace the CPU. You gotta replace the whole motherboard. Okay, but the thing is that yeah, I know how to do that. It's guys that know how to do that with cars. They know how to rebuild a whole car, right? That's what I know how to do with computers. I know how to rebuild an entire computer. Been doing it for damn near 2 decades, right? So the thing is yeah, you gotta understand, man. There's people that's in a worse condition that you are in, and there's people that's been stuck for years. There's people that's been stuck for a long time. I had a friend that I used to talk to back when I was, kind of like I had some hard times. And to be honest, man, he kind of still stuck. I done moved on and, you know, bought a house and, got married, had children during that time. That from the time I was talking to him every day, I used to go to McDonald's and hang out with the old people, drink coffee and talk stuff. Like I done got married, I didn't, you know what I'm saying, moved on from that relationship, had kids, and bought houses, and I bought, actually got two real estate transactions during that time period. And that was like about 10 years ago, and it bought a whole bunch of cars, and had a whole bunch of jobs. It's like, yeah, he's a smart dude. That dude is like, he like an older version of me, but really, to be honest, more highly skilled, right? He's a programmer. He's code. He got a degree, but for whatever reason, he's stuck because the way he going about his life and stuff, like, he just stuck. He didn't have real estate. He didn't have apartment buildings and stuff like that. But I can tell that he's still stuck for whatever reason. It's people be stuck for decades because they just, a lot of times it's just people need, even older people need somebody to help them out, to coach them, to kind of like get them unstuck. It's like an alternator, stuck, not an alternator, but a starter. If sometimes your starter messed up, you can hit it with a fucking wrench or something, and it'll activate enough to get your car started enough to where you can go, I don't know, to the auto parts store and get you a